Love is in the air as the Texas Tech community prepares for Valentine's Day. Coming up, we'll show you how one student group gave students a chance to celebrate, regardless of their relationship status.
Super Bowl Sunday has come and gone, but many people are still talking about the game, halftime, and of course, the commercials. Find out how the opinions of some Red Raiders are helping national advertisers decide how to market their company during the next big game.
Both the Red Raider and Lady Raider basketball teams are gearing up for their next opponent on the court, while Texas Tech softball and baseball are preparing for a big weekend on the diamond. MCTV's Elliott Welch will have all the details on this weekend's busy schedule in sports.
This is the MCTV Weekday Update.
Welcome to the Thursday edition of the MCTV Weekday Update. I'm Yemi Akinyeye.
And I'm Pedro Gonzalez. Valentine's Day is only 2 days away, and many people around the world are preparing to celebrate the Day of Love with someone special.
But even if you don't have a Valentine this year, there have been several events here on campus this week to help everyone get into the spirit of the holiday. The Student Activities Board has been spreading the love this week with a couple of opportunities offering free Valentine's-themed treats. Last night, Cupcake Wars took place at the Old Reds dining location in the Wiggins complex. The event gave students a chance to decorate a chocolate or vanilla cupcake with a variety of different colored icing. Attendees could also grab a free apron and make it their own with iron-on patches. As always, last night's event was free for all students with a Tech ID. Along with Cupcake Wars, SAB also hosted an additional Valentine's-themed event today at the Sub called You'll Be in My Heart. Students stopping by that event were given the opportunity to create their own Valentine's gift packs, but only as long as supplies lasted. If you missed out on this week's love-filled activities, SAB has plenty of options coming up this semester for students. For more info on future events, visit sab.ttu.edu and look for the link for the spring activities calendar near the bottom of the page.
This past Sunday, more than 137 million people watched Super Bowl 60, making it the second most watched broadcast in U.S. history. Thousands of Texas Tech students also tuned in this weekend, with a few Red Raiders paying close attention to more than just the game and the halftime show. On Monday afternoon, a group of undergraduate students gathered in the Media Communication Building to voice their views on this year's Super Bowl commercials. Texas Tech joined several other universities around the country for the annual USA Today Ad Meter study. The study gives viewers the opportunity to rank Super Bowl ads and then critically analyze each of the commercials. That information is then passed on to USA Today, who combines all of their analysts into valuable feedback for nationwide advertisers. Dr. Shannon Bouchard, chair of the Department of Advertising and Brand Strategy, says that this year's study falls at a great time since the department ad team is preparing for a competition with a direct connection to the NFL.
I think anything advertising is going to tie in with looking at ads and analyzing ads. And for me as a professor, I want to see them think strategically about the advertising. But of course, our client for the AAF competition is the NFL. And so our students are a little bit probably primed to think about sports and athletics. And so it was a perfect fit for them to review this year.
Members of the Texas Tech Bullet ad team were part of this week's USA Today Ad Meter study. The ad team is currently preparing for their annual appearance in the American Advertising Federation District 10 competition in April. Members of the team will present an ad campaign directly to representatives from the NFL with a chance to continue on to the semifinals and the finals near the end of the spring semester.
Students returning for class this spring may be feeling like it's time to freshen up their living spaces with some new decorations. And if you happen to be looking for options to spruce up the walls of your dorm or apartment, there's still time to check out a pop-up shop at the Sub. Throughout the week, the Student Activities Board is hosting a company called Poster Invasion for a poster sale. The sale has been set up each day in the Sub courtyard just outside the Allen Theater. The sale features a variety of prints, including original art, movie posters, photo collages, and much more. Most of the posters are available to view in large books featuring multiple prints. But this week's event features more than just posters available for sale.
We have over 800 different posters, postcards, tapestries, and Poster Invasion is a woman-owned business out of Greenville, South Carolina. She hires tour managers like us to travel around the country and sell her posters.
The final day of the poster sale is tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. All of the items are exclusively available in person through Poster Invasion at the sale. But if you aren't able to make it before they leave, SAB plans to bring back Poster Invasion for another sale next school year.
Students heading out of class this week may have been a little confused on what to wear. Temperatures have been a bit unpredictable this week. Morning temperatures ranging from 30 to 50 degrees and afternoon highs topping out of anywhere from the low 60s to near 80s.
And if the temperatures weren't enough to keep up with, there's some more changes headed our way as we finish out this week. Chief Weather Specialist Elisabeth Herring joins us now with details on what to expect from now through the weekend in today's MCTV forecast. Elizabeth?
Thanks, Yemi. Yeah, we've been seeing some unseasonably warm temperatures as well as dry conditions. Earlier, there was actually some dust clouds kicking up out here right outside COMC. And as those conditions continue, we are unfortunately falling into drought conditions as well. Drought seen across the South Plains area. Most of the South Plains in severe drought, some going up to moderate and abnormally dry in a few of those northern counties. We did see a little bit of precipitation from the snow we had just a couple weeks ago. However, it really wasn't enough to do much for us here. We are still under for this month by about 1/4 of an inch. But luckily, we do have some rain and some storms coming our way later this week. On Friday morning, going to be partly cloudy, so you're good if you're walking to your 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. class. But as we head into the afternoon, Friday around 4:30, we'll see some spotty showers start rolling in the area, including here in Lubbock, possibly some heavier rain and thunderstorms beginning as well. And that's going to continue on into the early evening, 8:30, 9 o'clock, maybe as you're getting ready to start your evening plans, early Valentine's Day plans, perhaps some more rain covering across the South Plains area. And then as we head into nighttime, it's going to be able to fizzle out and we'll be left with some partly cloudy skies for Saturday afternoon, leaving us with a clear Valentine's Day. So you're good if you made outdoor plans on Saturday. And those rainfall totals, taking a look at them, going to be pretty varying across the South Plains. Hopefully these areas get some more rain, but for now it's not looking like much for them. And as we head over here off the Cap Rock, possibly over an inch of rain in some of those areas. Here in Lubbock, we could see 1/4 inch of rain. Hopefully that increases as we get closer to Friday and Saturday. Forecast lows across the area. No one's seeing freezing. Freona the only one in the 30s with a low of 39. Everyone else seeing mid to upper 40s off the Cap Rock, lower 50s. Tomorrow, slightly cooler than what we saw today, but still warm for this time of year, upper 60s and mid 70s across the South Plains area. Here locally tonight in Lubbock, low of 47 and cloudy skies. Tomorrow starting off clear and then getting cloudy as we head into the day with those chances of early evening, late afternoon thunderstorms, high of 70 degrees. A little bit breezy, south winds at 11 miles per hour. As we take a look at our weekend, Saturday, a little bit cooler with those rain chances again in the early morning hours of Saturday, high of 66, partly cloudy skies. Sunday, beautiful 72, mostly sunny, and then warming up as we get into next week in the 80s to start our week on Monday, high of 81, Tuesday 84, mid 80s, and then getting back into the 70s for Wednesday and Thursday. Lows as we head into this weekend and next week are staying above freezing, so lower to mid 50s for most of us here in the South Plains. Just a reminder, if you do have evening plans on Friday, just keep in mind you might want to bring an umbrella, rain jacket, all those good things with you so you can stay dry. And of course, keep updated with the forecast. I'm Elizabeth, and it is back to y'all.
Thanks, Elizabeth. If you're not aware, Texas Tech has a #1 ranked team here on campus, and they're getting ready to face their toughest lineup of the season so far this weekend.
And another Red Raider team is getting ready to hit the diamond for the first time this season inside a big league ballpark. MCTV's Elliott Welch joins us in the studio with those stories and more in sports. Elliott?
Thank you, Pedro and Yemi. Texas Tech Athletics has a jam-packed weekend featuring 2 basketball games, a softball tournament, and the first 3 baseball games of the new season. I'll also bring you a recap of all things Texas Tech since Monday. Let's get started with Tech softball. The #1 ranked softball team hasn't played since their 12-0 rout of Bryant in College Station on Sunday, but they'll need all the rest they can get for the 4-game slate they're preparing to play between today and Sunday. Tonight at 5, the Red Raiders will take on Northwestern in the second of 5 games at the Clearwater Invitational in Florida. On Friday, the team will face number 23 Florida Atlantic University before playing a pair of games Saturday afternoon against NC State and James Madison University. They'll close out their time in Florida with an exciting matchup against the Nebraska Cornhuskers, currently ranked 8th in the nation. The Red Raiders are undefeated through 6 games, all blowouts except for a 3-2 win over Texas A&M. Mia Williams is currently hitting for a .688 batting average with a mind-boggling 2339 OPS. You'll want to keep your eyes on her throughout the tournament this weekend. Moving from the big yellow ball to the small white one, the Tech baseball team will begin its 2026 season Friday morning at Globe Life Field against the University of Oklahoma. They'll stay in Arlington to face number 23 Vanderbilt Saturday morning and then Arkansas Sunday afternoon. The Red Raiders will look to start the year off strong and bounce back from what was a pretty rough season in 2025. Personally, I can't wait to catch a few baseball and softball games in Lubbock this spring, but until our teams make their way back to the 806, let's keep cheering them on from afar. Moving on to basketball, both the Texas Tech Red Raiders and the Lady Raiders will go on the road Saturday afternoon. At 2:30, the women's team will play Oklahoma State in Stillwater. The Cowgirls are 19-7 and 8-5 in Big 12 play. In the Lady Raiders' last game, they took down Kansas 70-65 at the USA. Bailey Maupin led the team with 23 points, and Snutta Collins added 17 off the bench. The Texas Tech women are 22-3 and were ranked number 16 in the last AP poll. Also ranked 16th, coincidentally, is the men's team. Texas Tech men's basketball has been a bit of a roller coaster this season. It truly feels like this team can beat any team in the country on their day, but they can also lose to just about anyone. Wednesday night, the Red Raiders manhandled Colorado 78-44 at the United Supermarkets Arena. JT Toppin had 16 points and 18 rebounds. Donovan Atwell continued his hot shooting with 6 threes, and Colorado looked totally outmatched. But just over a month ago, Tech versus Colorado in Boulder came down to the wire, 73-71. The Red Raiders have beaten number 3 Duke, number 11 BYU, and number 6 Houston this year, and yet managed to lose to a good but still unranked UCF team. This Saturday will most likely be their toughest test of the entire season, as they'll face number 1 ranked 23-1 Arizona on the road on Valentine's Day. Arizona has looked like a juggernaut this year, but Kansas showed they aren't invincible earlier this week, taking down the Wildcats 82-78 without star freshman Darren Peterson on the court. If they want to have a chance at beating Arizona, Tech will need quality minutes from its big men and role players hitting threes, as well as JT Toppin and Christian Anderson to play like the Wooden Award candidates that they are. Tip-off is at 5:30 Saturday on ESPN. That's all for today in Texas Tech Sports. Now, back to Yemi and Pedro.
Thanks, Elliott. The spring semester is moving fast and midterm projects and exams are just around the corner. And for many students, the day-to-day grind is already keeping them busy.
If you're the type who likes to study or do coursework late into the night, one campus facility will soon offer an option where you can find an escape at almost any time. Over the weekend, the university library is changing the Crosland Room into a 24-hour study facility, 5 days a week. The Crosland Room is the library's main lobby, located just inside the east entrance across from the sub. Recent renovations have been completed that will allow the lobby to remain open from 10 a.m. on Sunday until 10 p.m. on Friday each week. Any students who are in the main library areas at closing on these days will be directed to the Crosland Room if they want to stay this weekend. The library will begin closing at midnight Sunday through Thursday, at 10 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. All these changes will be effective at midnight this Sunday, February 15th. In the past, the library has been open 24 hours a day during finals, but there has been no update on whether or not there will also be change when the exams start in May.
So, Pedro, do you think you'll be studying overnight in the Crosland Room after this weekend's change?
I don't know. Let's see if the PGA, NHL, or the NBA are playing.
That's valid, and that's all for today's edition of the MCTV Weekday Update.
Thank you so much for joining us, and be sure to check out ttuhub.net every day for more news. We'll see you next week.